ZenCast tape. Open your Bibles.
Ollie.
All right. Look, I'm not saying I'm the man, but I might be. Keep that
All right,
info
ladies
that
and
info
gentlemen,
for
it's
us.
your boy Pastor Zen. We back for another one. This time I'm talking to my guy, whatever Mike is. He is an artist. He is a creator, a young god. He is somebody who I found on the interwebs, scrolling Twitter, and he has some dope music as well. And so I just asked if he wanted to speak, and he was super down for it. So I was like, all right, let's get into it. So whatever Mike is, thank you
Yeah.
for joining the show today. I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, appreciate you, bro. Shoot, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So first thing I just want to talk about is kind of your journey specifically. So one of the things that drew me to you and what draws me to people generally is like I don't know, there seems to be a lot of um I don't know how to say it without offending folks, but people can be overly performative, right? And I think
Yep.
that sometimes you see folks who are trying to cut through the
Mm.
noise and speak some real. And it just seems to me like that's part of what your MO is. So how did that kind of come about? What's your journey into music and sort of maybe just inform the people of how whatever Mike is came into being?
Man, I'm gonna be real. I've been making music since I was like 13. So back in like 2007, that was a long time ago. And pretty much the way I got into music whenever I got in a fight. So I got into some fight in eighth grade with a rapper. I wasn't rapping, I was just skateboarding, you feel me? He was talking shit online. I don't like people talking shit, especially online. So I addressed it. But at that time, I was a quiet dude. Like I was shy, but I was no bitch. You feel me? So I was like, all right, let
Yeah.
me go ahead and address him. You know, what's all that stuff you was talking? Let's just say I knocked that nigga out. All right, I ain't knock him out, but I just hit his ass hard. He was a tall dude, a white rapper. Not that that matters, but you know.
I feel it.
So pretty much after I got into the fight, got suspended, I went home and wrote some raps. You know, and then, but that was just me mocking him. I was just mocking him like, oh, this is easy. And then I was like,
That's
oh, this kind of
interesting.
cool. And then before I knew it, bro, I was making music. And I mean, before I wanted to be a rapper, I wanted to really make a band. You know, so that it didn't go how I wanted it to. So I
What
just
kind
started,
of
you know, working on my poetry, doing my music, and
what kind of
growing as an
band?
artist.
Like alternative stuff or what were you trying to what
Yeah.
kind of sound?
Like when I first started, I always been alternative. Like,
Okay.
because the people I was inspired by was like Jimi Hendrix, Gym Class Heroes, Kanye West, Tupac. Um,
Yeah. Oh
you know what I'm
man,
saying?
that
Michael
bring
Jackson,
Gym Class
just
Heroes
people
brings back some memories, man. I might have to spend some of that after this interview.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so from the age of 13,
Yeah,
young, getting into scraps, deciding to channel some of that into music.
right, right.
How does the faith come into play? Because I noticed that in some a lot of your tweets you talk about God, you talk about sort of just the divine process of things. It seems like you have a deep level of faith as well. So does that come into play at all, or what is your, I guess, um, is it like more of an exploration thing? Like how does that kind of play into the creative process?
Um, I guess I've always had faith, like since I was young. Like that's something my parents instilled in me, like just having that
Yeah.
connection with God. I mean, that's something I've always believed, and that's all I really followed, like since I was young. So I try to put God before everything I do, like every little thing, even
Amen.
if it's something I shouldn't be doing. You know, like
Yeah, I feel
because that
that.
way I can never go too far. If I put
Yeah.
God first, I can never fall too far, especially if I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. As long as I know, hey, don't go too far into that because you know you ain't really trying to get stuck in there. And I, like I said, I just put God first, and that's how I get out of stuff. That's how I stay on track. That's how I remind myself. Or let me say, that's how I reminded myself. Because now I don't really struggle with it. You know, I be chilling.
Okay. No, I feel that. That's a good insight right there. Cause I feel like a lot of people take the like as you see, my name is Pastor Zen, so I come from a Christian background. But I'm
Okay.
trying to kind of remix that into being somebody who is not as how do you say over the top or forthright in terms of trying to preach, but at the same
Mhm.
time you know where I stand type of thing. And I feel
Yeah,
like there's just like I don't know how to put it. It's just that there seems like this polarization where some folks are either just getting away from it completely, or some folks are getting like way heavy, like ultra
yeah,
religious on folks, and they forget that it's really a relationship with God, the relationship with the Creator, and we're supposed
that's,
to be revealing that, in our
yeah,
walk with the world. So I
yeah.
appreciate that, for sure, that perspective. Uh, yeah, so I guess let's get into a little bit more of like how you use internet, how you use social media, because that's something that I'm trying to get better at, bro. Like I'm terrible with this shit. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I become more strategic? And I guess not necessarily in terms of like a numbers game, but just being authentic. How do you approach using well, I found you on Twitter slash X, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
but how do you use that platform or whatever other platforms you use to kind of spread that message of inspiration or creative juice or just whatever you're trying to get out there? How do you kind of use those tools to benefit you and your creativity?
Um, I mean, I ain't gonna front. I've been on Twitter for a long time. I just made this account in 2019 because I deleted my account. I wish I never did that. But it was always whatever Mike
Okay.
is, or something like like
Okay.
Mike is, you know what I'm saying? Because I could be
Yeah.
anything. But anyways, what was I gonna say? I like
Oh,
to
I
use
like
Twitter
that. I
really.
like that. So it's kind of
Yeah,
like
like
it's like an
because
open-ended.
people gonna yeah, because that's pretty much what my name is. The people gonna see me for whatever they want to see me
Okay.
at. I can't control that, but I know who I am, so that's why I'm like whatever Mike is. Like I know I'm
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
but I'm
But
gonna
to
be
the
whatever to
outside world,
everybody.
whatever y'all want it to be, we can
Yeah,
make it right. Let's go.
like
I
I don't
feel
ever
it.
try to wrestle with that no more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to use Twitter, bro, just to like just speak my mind and just connect with people like myself. Like I say the things I say because I hope that it reaches people like myself. And then because I only want real souls connected to my page and stuff I'm trying to do in the future. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, with Twitter, that's why I'm vulnerable. That's why I feel like I can really speak my mind. Um, and I really have to worry. Like, I'm not trying to pander to people. I ain't got to please nobody. I feel like with Twitter, I can really just express myself. And sometimes I be tweeting more than I be writing now. So that's something I'm trying to work on because sometimes my best thoughts go to Twitter when it probably should have been something I should have wrote down on some paper and
I
like
feel that.
expanded on. Like a lot of my stuff I
Yeah.
talk about on Twitter, I really want to expand on, but then I know I should just expand on it in music. I think I'm just at the point where I'm tired of talking about it. Like I know what I want to do, I know how I want to help people, but I got to get there. And I'm one of those people who believe in not revealing their plans. Like I don't like to reveal what I'm about to do, especially if
Mm.
it's something that's dealing with like helping people in the future. Why would you let your enemy know what you're trying to do
That's
and how you're
that's
going to do it?
Yeah,
So
that's something that I'm also struggling with because part of me wants to do this whole build in public and let your tribe find you and build
yeah,
together type thing. But the other part of me, as you said, there's that cynical side where you realize there are devils out there. There's gunning
yeah,
for destinies, right? And they don't
yeah,
want you to fulfill what God has placed you on this planet for. And so there is a level of wisdom and discernment and keeping your mouth shut for sure. And the Bible talks about that all the time, obviously.
yeah.
I don't want to take too much more of your time, but this is a great conversation. I hope the people out there appreciate it. Just having artistic conversation about creative process and things of that nature with whatever Mike is. Before we sign off, what is and I kind of got into this a little bit, with you saying like it's the open-ended nature of my name that people
Yeah.
can kind of see what they want. When you're coming to the mic, when you're about to record, matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up real quick because there was one of your songs that I
Yeah.
feel it was, and I'm gonna try to keep it like under 15 seconds so I don't get hit by
Oh, you good,
YouTube.
bro? Dude, I'm
Um,
chill.
uh, are you able to hear this?
Let me see. They ask for help, hey, folks talk, hey, I'm trying to clown on you, look you there, mess around like you never so good, like that's crazy how people who know you don't believe, like your verses straight, you got the speaks. Yeah.
That track.
Yeah,
This is off
napkins.
Hardcore Angel, your
Yeah,
most recent project that I can see on streaming services by whatever mic is. That one's called Napkins, Fresh Out of Depression. And one of the lines you said was, "It's crazy how like people that you don't know, I'm paraphrasing, believe in you, more than people that do." And so
people who know you don't believe in you versus strangers who can't believe they got to speak to you. People claim they're real. Yeah, no, I know that part is
so how do you what does that mean? Like I know what it means, obviously, but how do you
like
hate that? Like being able to connect sometimes more with strangers than with folks who you grew up with.
I don't know why it's like that, but like everything goes back to the Bible, like you said, right? So I feel like what they say, like a prophet can't be lived in his hometown or something like that.
It's true, true.
I mean, I'm not saying I look at myself as a prophet, but I'm just saying like, but
I
sometimes that's how I be
mean,
feeling. Like, but that's how I be feeling. Like, I really do because I've been doing this for so long, and I get love from my hometown. People don't be hating, but people don't be trying to get me
yeah,
up there either. Like,
yeah,
people know, so it's weird. I got people
yeah.
who really go hard for me here, and then I got people who's like they know me, but it's like they don't want me to succeed. It's so weird, but
Where are you from
I don't
again?
take it to heart,
Because we
huh?
on the opposite sides of the planet. Where are you from again? Where you
So I'm from like Southern Illinois. I'm over here by St. Louis, like St. Louis,
okay.
Missouri, like
All
10 minutes from
right.
there. Where
All
you at?
right, fair play. I'm actually right now in Swansea, Wales. So
What the Swansea
yeah.
Wells? Where's that at?
That's in the UK. It's like a
Oh
little
shit!
beach town on like the corner of England. Yeah,
Where you?
real
Are you
small
from there? Or you
town.
from here?
No, I'm from Chicago, yo. I'm from a
Oh,
south
you from
suburb,
Chicago?
Homewood, Illinois. But I grew up in Homewood and I lived in Chicago a few years. So
That's what's up.
I just moved out here, get my degree, get some time away from everything, almost like trying
Yeah.
to hit the hard reset. But
Mhm.
yeah. I think before we get too far away, like I know that part of what I wanted to do was just talk about creativity, talk about what it means to be an artist, and
Yeah.
being able to get into that space, and then talk about like authenticity, and then talk about how faith plays into it. Is there anything from this conversation or things that we didn't talk about that you would want to leave the people with, like a lasting message from whatever Mike is?
Shoot. Like any last remarks or
Yeah,
just
yeah. Just like any final statement,
shoot?
maybe
I
something that's
really
encouraging to people or something about what you feel like is the best way forward in this crazy world. I don't know. It could be anything.
yeah. I guess I'll tell people to always keep their soul and their energy upward and forward, and to stop giving their faith to the lying ass government, and to stop trying to be a part of a fake ass society. And that's, I mean, and to keep their faith towards God. It goes all to God.
Yeah,
All glory to
yeah.
God.
Keep all
Every
that.
time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so simple.
Oh man. Amen to all of that.
Hey,
Yeah, take your faith out the government, put it in God, man. That's
simple as
facts.
that. It ain't nothing else they need to be doing except that, I swear.
That's facts. That's facts. All right, man. Stay real, stay holy, stay blessed out here. It's been
Hey, same
Pastor
to you, bro.
Zen. Thank you so much for your time today. And
Thanks
yeah,
for
make sure
having me,
y'all
bro.
check you out. Where can they find you on Twitter again? What's the at?
Ed, whatever Mike is, that's everything. Ed, whatever Mike is. You play PlayStation, Ed, whatever Mike is, _. But yeah, Ed, whatever Mike is.
There
That's
you go.
everything.
All right, y'all. Take it easy. Until next time. It's been Pastor Zen. Peace.
All right, bro. Appreciate it.
I do it like that boy from TDE. The boy sauce, I'm small, but head big like colossal. You do not fight for hoes, the flow is like a fossil or faucet. I profit off and slimmer than a shady white boy, and I'm on it. But spirit like a comet, I'm on it. And if you try and force him, you might find the mind is quicker than a bat flip.